More Thunder. More time with Thunder Wars. Because why not? Because it's there. Bong, 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 bong. How the hell do I yellow the... Huh. No, no.
I'm not as a failure as that Last of Us.
There's so many things that are close to being good in that, and it bugs me. Because it's so close to being good. The guy who's playing Joel, whose name I always forget, is generally a really good actor. And they have a good director and writer, but something in the commercial just looks wrong. I don't know how else to put it.
I mean, if I think who I think it is that might be the culprit for your sneaking suspicions of doubt about the project, then I'd have to say, if their involvement in this project is any bit of confirmed, then yes, you have every reason to worry. And who I'm referring to specifically in question is the same man-woman creature abomination from the Black Lagoon that festers in media and just ruins everything you love by telling you how much what you love was terrible. The fucking director of...
Apparently it's got to do with the Chernobyl team that made the Chernobyl TV show or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. My only hope for them is that they... If this is just a bad trailer, like let's just chalk up to... Let's say it was just a shitty trailer. That it's all that is, just a bad trailer, and that they actually try to make a show based on the game.
I mean, the trailer isn't terrible, but there's something wrong with it. But I don't know what it is, and that's the part that's got me confused. Because you can just tell there's something off. I don't know whether it's in their production value, ow, or whether it's just something. I don't know. But nonetheless, The Last of Us just looking that little bit wrong will kind of annoy me. Because it's generally a good idea to try and make something off of it. And who is... what is the actor's name who's playing Joel? I honestly forget.
I mean, we all know who you're talking about. He's the same guy that... He's that guy that I nicknamed the best actor in the worst film.
Yeah, he's done some really good work in some shit films, but he's still really good. I mean, you're not wrong. He kind of has that pseudo-lazy eye that's not really lazy. It just sounds terrible that I'm insulting him like that. Because he's generally talented, and if he has the right Joel look and outfit and the right expressive, like, movement in the face and eyes and whatnot, that kind of made the original game 10 times better than the remaster, because the remaster just made it darker, or not remaster, the remake just made it darker than it needed to be and less enjoyable. I don't know why.
Hopefully they just avoid... Hopefully from this one they just take it as a chance to retell the story, to maybe fix some errors that may have been with the original games or some things they couldn't achieve with the game. And avoid at all costs Last of Us 2.
The Last of Us 2 is just... yeah, it's awful. It's just literally awful to me. I don't understand why they let The Last of Us 2 did as well as it did. Just the name?
It did as well. Well, the name, the hype...
Like, if you wanted to kill Joel off, you don't do it in the first 5 seconds, unless... I wouldn't even have done it in the first 5 seconds. I would have had him get killed off to protect Ellie like he's been trying to do his entire existence. Trying to redeem himself as the father who lost his daughter because he didn't take the shot for her. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, definitely his demise should have been a case of seeing a reflection of who he's become and what he now has dedicated. Because most of his efforts have been to survive, but now he shifted his focus on trying to protect the people he cares about, being a complete 180 to who he originally was. In a normal Joel before Ellie, if someone was about to die, he would just let them die and say, "What an idiot." But
It
but
wasn't
after Ellie,
quite like that, but it was kind of like that.
well, yeah, it's not quite like that, but I'm getting at that, like, he was more focused on survival, so if someone made a dumbass decision, or someone got themselves in trouble, he, of course, would try his best, but if all else fails, he isn't going to waste any more time to try to save them. They're just dead. Whereas now, if there's someone he truly cares about, he's actually going to attempt to risk whatever he's got to save that person. Because now he actually has a reason to give a fuck about people and life itself.
Yeah. Before it was I lost my daughter, now I just gotta survive anyways. Any way I can, take out my anger of being a failure on everyone and everything. That was kind of the whole point.
Yep, I have to survive for her sake, but I'm just so angry about her death that I can't even begin to feel any sort of happiness in what I'm doing or what I can do. Once he met Ellie and Grotesh, or it changed from I'm gonna live for her sake. It's I'm going to fight for her sake, and I'm going to, if it comes down to it, potentially die for her. Because I won't lose another daughter, whether real or fake, or adoptive. Last of Us 2 takes that exact character development.
Everything.
I don't know.
And I immediately get shot from behind because I'm looking in the wrong direction. I don't know. The show itself, like the whole thing that I see with it immediately that made me go, was whoever they have playing Ellie just looks horrendously off. As BDB angrily laughs. But I mean, that's really not that big a deal that it looks off. But the effort they put into making Joel look like Joel is clearly there.
Yeah, that you can't argue that's not Joel. It visually looks like Joel.
Indeed it does. Indeed the actor does.